What do you mean you don't have a sales onboarding process in place? Are you kidding me? Any one of you, you need to have a sales onboarding process in place. If you have currently got at least 10 reps and plan to hire another 10 reps in the next 3, 6, 9 months, and you don't have a dedicated sales onboarding process in place, you are in big trouble. I mean, big trouble. You need to get this in place as soon as possible. How do you expect, imagine, I don't know, maybe you just got a $20 million check of some sort, but how do you expect to take your business to the next level? How do you expect to scale your sales team if you don't have a consistent process in place from an onboarding perspective? You probably have got the remnants of a sales process from a sales process, but you need this to be working from an onboarding perspective as well. Otherwise, you're going to have B players and C players picking up the phone with no process in place. Imagine you had a completely consistent method for scaling and onboarding all of the new reps you bring to your organization. Your company is continuing to grow. You're in that mode of growth. So you need to have this part of it completely standardized and predictable in that way. You want to have it repeatable, and you want people to be able to follow this process from day one. These tools or these processes from an onboarding perspective need to be measurable. They need to have outcomes that can be measured such that your sales managers, your sales enablement leaders, yourselves can all be more effective at getting the reps up to speed quickly and make better decisions as these reps are ramping. Your sales onboarding process needs to be as predictable as your actual sales process. You want to know that your deals of a certain persona can close at a certain amount within a certain period of time. You need the exact same predictability and consistency with the sales onboarding program as you continue to scale. So let me walk you through a quick framework on how to make this happen at scale. We call this the sales onboarding core structure. And it's basically going to work out to be 5 circles. The first circle here is people. So who are the players involved? You need to think of creating a hierarchy of all the key people that are going to be responsible for different pieces of the onboarding program. So it could be sales leaders, it could be sales ops, it could be the sales management team, the reps themselves. Who's accountable for what and by when? So that's on the people side. The next circle here is on the process side. You need to have some type of process or framework in place. Now, this doesn't have to be very complicated. I've said that in the past, but you need something that's consistent and in place that can be benchmarked and that can ultimately be measured. The next piece here is the tools. What tools are the reps going to be using during their onboarding process, and how will they help? So you want the rep tools here. This is to make them better at their job. You also want the enablers, so be it the sales enablement team, managers, you want them to have tools to be more effective, and also so they can just see how reps are progressing and starting to get insights so you can create a consistent and repeatable sales onboarding process. The fourth part of this sales onboarding core structure is training. So what training and materials do you actually need to drive all of these results in a consistent way? What are the milestones? What type of coaching is required? What type of practice should be in place? And what type of content should the reps have access to from a training perspective? And the last and final circle here are the metrics, which is how are you measuring success? So what are the outcomes? What are the different milestones? And by bringing all 5 of these together, you're really getting what we call this sales onboarding core structure to really get you started on building a complete, predictable, and consistent form of onboarding the next 10, 20, 100 reps as you continue to scale. Typically, when sales leaders first get started, they'll just quickly put an onboarding thing together. It could be in a Google Drive, in a sheet of some sort. They'll just kind of mix it together, but yet they've probably got a fairly consistent and step-by-step buying process or customer journey, it's got to be the same when it comes to onboarding your new reps. You got to keep in mind all the different people that are involved in this process. As we mentioned earlier, think of it's all the people that this onboarding process is going to affect other than just the new hire. We've got to get everyone involved and make sure you map everything to this process. Okay, so let's summarize. At this stage, it's just unacceptable to not have a consistent, repeatable sales onboarding process in place. You got to get it down. And then it's important that within this, that you have it such that it's going to be the foundation of as you continue to scale. Unless you're just planning to hire a handful of reps over the next year or 2 years, don't worry about it. But if you've got plans of growth and plans of growing your organization and growing revenue like never before, you need a repeatable and predictable sales onboarding process. So as we said, include the people, the process involved, the tools, the training, and all the metrics to get the best results for your sales onboarding program today, tomorrow, and as the future and you grow. Hope this was helpful. Feel free to add some comments, whether you agree with me or not. I'm open to hearing what you got to say, and don't definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.